Oh, hey, Shirl.
Yeah?
Do you know where I can borrow a dog?
Well, you'd be better off with the girl, even if she can't cook.
Now, come on. It'll get a thorough check over. Free. By a qualified vet.
You con man. Why'd you just ring her up?
Believe me, I've tried. She just says no. Why don't you put in a good word for me?
Oh, anyone I'd recommend my daughter would run a mile from. And in your case, I'd say, very wise.
Just a small dog, huh?
Next, please.
Good evening, I'm the last.
Dr. Bowen, how nice.
Simon. Look, I've got this real problem with my dog.
Oh, what's that?
He doesn't want to come in. Come on. Come on. That's it. Come on. Oh.
That's your dog?
Yeah, he'd like you to come out to dinner tonight. Just the three of us. Butch, let me tell you something. You don't smell so good when you're wet.
This isn't the first time you've washed him, surely.
No, we wash all the time, don't we, Butch? Now, how about dinner, just between friends?
I think it'd be very hard just to remain friends with you, Dr. Bowen.
Call me Simon. Look, what do I have to do?
How long have you had Butch?
Years and years and years.
You're a liar.
Am I? Yeah, you're right. He belongs to a friend.
I know. Butch and I are old mates.
Well, I had to do something. I mean, you froze me out.
You're not my type. When will you accept it?
All right. Well, what is your type?
For a start, someone who takes life a bit more seriously.
I'll wear black and walk around with a long face. I'll grow a beard, wear glasses and write poetry.
Poor little rich boy?
Ah, so that's it. I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and that's no good for a working country girl.
You said it.
Well, if you think life was easy, you think again. You try living up to your reputation of a grandfather and a father who were both famous surgeons, then find you can't get a job in the big city because there are too many doctors, so you have to buy into a share in a practice in some hick country town.
You better go. I'll finish off Butch.
No. I tell you how seriously I take things. Do you know what I have been agonising about all day? That the pill. There's a girl who's underage who wants the pill. Now, I can't give it to her, so what am I supposed to do? Let her go out and get pregnant?
There are other ways.
Sure, and that's not my responsibility and all that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
One example of the serious thoughts of Dr. Simon Bowen. Another example is, how long is he going to be working under the shadow of Dr. Terence Elliott? When will they accept him as a doctor in his own right?
You haven't been here long.
4 months? Okay, forget it. Drop Butch back for me, will you, and send me the bill?
Simon. Friends, nothing else.
Why not nothing else?
Because that's the way I want it.
All right.
Good. You finish off Butch, I'll pour us a drink.
But why come back to Wandering Valley? There must be a dozen jobs in the big city for a qualified vet.
I was born here, that's why. My mother's here. Someone's got to look after her.
She's old enough to look after herself.
You're kidding. She can't sew, she can't cook, and right now she's into pyramid healing.
Pyramid healing?
She sits under a pyramid and meditates.
Okay, she's a crazy lady. But what's the future for you here? I mean, it doesn't make sense.
The future is something I don't worry about.
Well, I do.
Yes, but you've got a family image to live up to. What the Bowens expect of young Simon.
Now, hold on. They never put any pressure on me.
Oh, come on. A father and grandfather, famous surgeons. You'd have to compete.
But compete with whom?
Dean,
My
shut
father?
up,
What
will
sort
you?
of amateur psychology is
Sorry.
that?
Just a minute. Matron Curtis.
Simon Bowen? Right, I'll be right there. I've got to go to the hospital, and I'm not competing with my father.
So you say.
Look, you are the most infuriating woman. I'm not going to win with you, am I?
You have to do better than that.
It was clumsy. I apologise.
Accepted. What was all the excitement at the hospital tonight?
Emergency cesarean, 4 weeks prem.
Anyone we know?
From the city.
Oh, everything go okay?
Terence Elliott is an amazing surgeon.
Spunky, too.
Oh, you've noticed, have you? You and every other woman in town. He must have his cupboard packed with every known homemade relish, pickle, jam, and preserve. They've all been wasting their time.
I'm in favour of older men.
No, you don't. I don't want him calling me Mum. Anyway, I thought you were interested in Simon Bowen.
Simon Bowen's interested in me.
Hell, what do he sees in you?
Well, thank you, Mother dear.
No, seriously, think about it. I mean, Simon is the adventurous, go-get-em type. And romantic. He's a free spirit. Aries. Whereas you're practical, solid, down-to-earth, Capricorn.
I'm going to slash my wrists.
Oh, but you are pretty and very intelligent. You know, it's probably a case of opposites attracting. Could only end in tears, though.
It's not going to end because it's not going to start.
Oh, all this space. Isn't it wonderful? You take it for granted. But for Brendan and me, it's like another world. A world we want to live in, bring up chooks, pigs and babies in.
Good for you.
No more 9 to 5. No more polluted air. Oh. No more grey faces. Have you noticed that about a big city? All the grey faces. People shouldn't be grey.
I'll have to introduce you to Simon Bowen.
Who's he?
Dr. Simon Bowen. He thinks this place is Hicksville.
Oh, hanging around, is he?
Doing me a favour. Bring it in and pop it on the table.
You sure that's what you want?
Oh, it's you.
I've been pecked, gored and sniffed to get in here, and all you say is, oh, it's you.
Dr. Bowen, how delightful to see you again. Waiting room pretty full, huh?
No, actually, just one big dog with a little boy on a leash.
Simon, what do you want?
Actually, thought I'd drop in and see how your mum is.
She's gone to work already.
She seemed pretty shaken up yesterday.
She and Elaine were very good friends. She's more worried about Andy Mackay now, I think.
Poor guy.
Frank Gilroy's been a help. He came round last night.
Customers getting restless.
Yours are probably wondering where you are by now, aren't they?
Hint.
Hint.
Do you want to come out with me tonight? There's a marvellous
No, thanks.
lecture at the Theosophical Society on the inner drive towards goodness and godliness.
I've seen it twice.
Goodbye, Victoria.
Simon, thanks for caring about Mum.
Take up an interest away from the job.
I keep trying to. She keeps knocking me back.
Vicky's not the only girl in town.
She's the only one knocking me back. I love a challenge.
Ooh, what happens if you win?
I don't know. I'm just waiting and hoping, like Esme Watson.
Oh, Simon, thanks for coming.
Hi, Dad, it's Sis, Shirley said.
Sounds like it's made your day.
Yeah, we're still waiting on the test, but I'm pretty sure. The liver's very swollen. I'd say there's a big cyst there.
Never seen one before.
City boy.
Yes, Miss Dean. Now, there's no treatment, is there, except for cutting the thing out?
None, I'm afraid.
Poor little kid.
So we'll operate?
Well, if the test's positive, yes, we'll have to. And as soon as possible. The mother's going to be difficult. She's frightened, overprotective. Oh, Brendan.
You rang?
Can you take the lady in room 2 a cup of tea and try and get her to ease up a bit? Oh, and something for the little boy?
Right.
Oh, that's new.
Molly Jones made it for me.
You look lovely. Doesn't she look lovely, Frank?
Yeah. This is something you picked up in the Middle East, I suppose.
Picked up an Arab with it, didn't you? Hope Simon appreciates this.
This is going to be lamb shish kebab with Persian-style rice with chickpea salad.
What about the sheep's eyes? You haven't mentioned them.
Will you go away, you horrible child?
Gladly, as soon as Simon gets here.
I bet he was surprised when you said yes.
He was a bit.
You didn't have to go. Look, there's plenty here for all of us.
I've rung the hospital. They've got a bed free.
Will you get out of here?
Seems a nice enough fella, Dr. Bowen.
Oh, yes, I think they're ideally suited. Frank, look, I really am feeling terribly tired. I'm afraid I'm just going to have to go to bed.
You didn't like my cooking?
Oh, I did. You shouldn't be a cook. You should open a restaurant. You could sell your roses as a sideline.
Oh, you're back. Should I make more coffee?
Oh, that'd be nice.
You have a wonderful sense of timing.
What'd I do?
Sit down, Simon.
Well, how was dinner?
Well, the souffle was fine, just right. But the veal wasn't quite up to scratch. You're a bit lacking in herbs and spices here. Must make you a list.
Souffle? Veal?
He did it. I'm going to kill him.
You're a cook, are you, as well as a horticulturalist?
Hey? Oh, yeah, rather fancy myself as a cook.
That's interesting, so do I. What was the veal you were doing?
Oh, sort of a patched-up version of veal moringa. It wasn't the same without the button mushrooms.
There's a nice thing I do with veal. It's got nutmeg in it. Nutmeg and lots of cream.
I need another drink. What about you?
Make mine a double.
You know, I had a really nice night last night, Shirl.
I'm glad, darling.
We got along really well together. No arguments. Not even a hint of sarcasm. But as soon as Frank left and you went off to bed, she bundled me off.
What were you expecting?
Eh?
What were you expecting?
Oh, a cup of coffee, some more conversation. What's the matter with your daughter, anyway?
Nothing. She's either not interested or she's very clever, huh?
What do you mean, clever?
That's it. End of consultation. I'm going somewhere to die.
Hi. Had a call nearby. Thought I'd drop in, say hello, and have a cup of coffee.
Hello?
Hello. Now all I need is the coffee.
I haven't got time for coffee. It's all right for you. You've got a partner. I haven't. I have to do everything by myself. I haven't even got an assistant.
Right. Forgive me for calling in. Forgive me for living.
I'm sorry. But I don't come barging into your operating theatre for a cup of coffee, do I?
It's true.
Ow!
Hey, what's wrong?
Nothing. It's cut. Antiseptic's made it sting.
Better have a look at it just to be on the safe side.
It's all right.
I am a doctor, you know.
I promise I won't tell anyone. I'm sorry.
Just don't understand. We got on so well at dinner the other night.
Well, I wasn't up half the night before delivering carbs.
Look, we got on really well together the other night. Let's do it again. I'll tell you what, I'll cook for you this time.
Why? I'm a damn good cook, Simon Bowen. I don't need some city boy doctor teaching me how to make crepes. Why not give Mum a few lessons? She needs it more than I do.
I give up.
Good. Hello? Yes, George. Bill Ferguson's in hospital. Yes, well, I think we can help him out if the co-op organise a roster for the milking. How long will he be in hospital? I suppose this means we're out of pyramidology at the moment.
Not at all. The two are quite compatible. Unlike you and Simon Bowen, I believe.
Does he have to run to you every time he gets a knockback?
He knows you and I are related.
He really is the pits.
Oh, come on, Vicky, he is not. He's intelligent, good-looking, well-heeled.
None of which he's very modest about.
You look tired, darling.
Well, why shouldn't I be? Trying to organise Bill Ferguson's milking roster and then up half the night with a Jacob's cow.
I know. I was there, remember?
Yes, I'm sorry. You were terrific.
Yes, I was. I enjoyed it, too. I haven't done anything like that since I was with your father.
It wasn't that bad when you were with Dad, was it?
No. We both just wanted something different out of life, that's all.
Like Bill Ferguson and Carrie Ann.
Oh, you're not going to compare me with the Orange Blossom Queen of 1978. That girl is an empty-headed ninny. Bill's well shot of her.
I know. I was just making the point that you have to be really careful that the partner you choose is the right one.
Very sensible thinking, darling. Until love comes along and knocks you off your feet.
Not me.
How would you like me to cook you a delicious Asian meal?
Sounds wonderful.
I'll do the shopping, I'll do the cooking, I'll clean up. All you have to do is open your mouth and eat.
What's the catch?
I'd like to do it at your place tonight for Emily Page. You like it, don't you?
Of course I do. What's with you and Emily?
Oh, she's fantastic. But seriously, the room at my pub is hardly a place for a soiree. Oh, Vicky's invited as well.
Well, that's nice. I'll cook the rice.
No.
I'd like to.
Oh, insist.
You never had my rice.
Too many cooks, you know.
Well, what's the menu?
Indonesian satay, noodles, chicken chow mein.
Yeah, that sounds great. Oh, I couldn't help overhearing the conversation.
Oh, Frank, am I double parked again?
Hi.
As a matter of fact, I dabble a bit with Asian food myself.
Oh, that's right.
Satays are a specialty of mine.
No kidding. Perhaps you'd like to do the entree.
I'll be in that.
Great.
I didn't know you'd work together.
Oh, Emily was in charge of casualty at the Alfred when I was doing my training. Rule casualty, I should say. Bloody Mary, she was known as.
Bloody Mary?
Yes. It's not the easiest of jobs, you know, especially when most of the staff is made up of scatty teenagers with half an eye on the patients and 1.5 on the doctors.
Do you remember the first time I met you?
No.
I was foraging amongst some instruments and you asked me what I was looking for. Oh, I was very flustered. The doctor had sent me down for some fallopian tubes and I couldn't find them.
Oh, did you find them?
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
Smells delicious.
You really are a good
Remember
cook.
old Fred the
Pretty
Demo?
versatile, actually.
He was wonderful. Used to do the rounds of the parks, old Fred. And every Christmas morning, without fail, the coppers would bring... Oh, sorry, Frank. The police would bring him in, out cold. We'd try everything on him. No result. But the moment he was admitted to a ward, he'd sit up and open one eye and say, as bright as a button, "We haven't turkey or ham, sister."
Sounds a little bit like Artie Turner.
Artie's just a senile old man.
No, he's not senile. Artie's just difficult, and he's always been difficult, even as a young man. Old age is a different thing. We can be cranky and funny and senile at 30. Or we can still paint wonderful pictures and write wonderful books and have children at 85. Age is not the problem. Thank you. The problem is illness and insanity and a lot of other things. Artie's had enough. That's all that's wrong with him.
If he was a dog, you'd put him down. Or a cow.
That would be the humane thing to do. You can let your animals die with dignity, but not your loved ones. I don't plan to be a burden to anyone.
And how are you going to manage that, Emily?
I have it all worked out. And as soon as I think it's time, I'm going to take an overdose and good night, sister. These mini spring rolls are a work of art.
Thank you.
You cold?
Bip.
You look awful. Let me make an appointment for you to see Terence.
It's all right, Mum. It's just a cold. Don't fuss.
Oh, I can fix that. Hot lemon and whiskey.
I think it's not as good as 4 cloves of garlic in water.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, you did.
It's all right. It'll be better in the morning. I'll have an early night.
Did you enjoy that movie last night? What was it?
Knife in Water. Noel Polanski film. It was awful.
Simon liked it.
Saw him there with Emily Page. They both liked it.
He's very taken with her.
He likes hearing her tell him how like his rich, famous, talented surgeon grandfather he is.
Oh.
Don't you think it's strange Simon's city boy Bones seeing so much of old Mrs. Page?
I wish you weren't so antagonistic toward him.
Mr. Arrogance himself.
There's more than that to him.
Doesn't show.
Maybe not, but it's there.
Forget it, Mum.
Okay. You'd be better off with a farmer anyway.
I'd be better off in bed.
Well, what about dinner?
I'll pass.
You haven't finished.
Well, I'm sorry, Mum. I'm just not hungry. It's not your cooking.
Well, I know it isn't. I bought it at the delicatessen.
I'm just not hungry.
Where are you going now?
To the surgery. I'm behind in the paperwork.
Take something with you. Some fruit or something.
Mum, stop fussing. I'm not hungry. Might even lose weight.
You need a holiday.
Sure.
You're not in love, are you?
Good night.
And who have you got your sights on around the town, young man?
You're the only one. You should know that by now.
Don't be impertinent.
Well, I don't know. Without being rude about Wandon Valley, there really isn't much offering here in the way of eligible young ladies.
What about young Vicky Dean, the vet? Now, she's a nice cut of a girl.
I know. I don't think she's too interested in me, though.
I probably turned her off with your bragging.
Probably.
Well, anyway, she's not the only one. But just don't leave it too late. Some men look very distinguished with greying sideburns, but most of them just go bald.
I've got plenty of time left yet.
Never as much as you think. And it's time you thought about settling down now, Simon. Gives people more confidence in you. Can't expect them to put their health and their lives in your hands when you're hopping all around the place like a worm in a nettle patch.
I'll remember that. I might send off tomorrow for a mail order bride.
Can't be serious for a moment. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to post these this morning, so I wondered if you could fix them up for me tomorrow.
Sure.
I've put them all in there so they won't get separated. And now, I am going to drink a toast to you.
To me?
Yes, to a long and healthy life. Simon Bowen.
it's you. Come in.
Hi, saw the light on. You're here late.
Oh, I've been stock taking. Haven't had time to do it during the day. What are you doing traipsing around town in the middle of the night?
I've been dining out with a charming lady friend of mine,
Oh.
Emily Page.
Oh, how's she?
She's a fantastic old lady. Or more than that, I don't know, well, she's a great person. She doesn't condescend. She seems to know what you're thinking. I can't explain it.
Sounds like she's made quite an impression.
I don't suppose you're in the mood for the sentimental thoughts of Simon Bowen?
Make me a cup of coffee. I might mellow. What's wrong with her?
Rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh, how awful.
It is. It's extremely painful.
Do you think she meant what she said the other night?
About killing herself?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remembered something. I left something behind. Can you do the coffee?
Sure.
Vicky, you got a minute? I ran over this wombat. I think it's still alive. Could you just see what you can do? I tried to dodge it, but when I went one way, it turned and went the same way.
Doesn't look very big.
Only half grown. Doesn't seem to have anything broken.
Well, what about internal injuries? Shouldn't you be doing x-ray?
Not at this stage, Doctor.
Well, we could run him up to the hospital, have a look at him under the big machine there.
I don't think that's necessary, Doctor.
You sure?
Dr. Bowen, may I remind you, you're out of your league here.
Poor old
on,
wombat.
I think it was sick before you hit it.
Well, how do you know that?
The eyes, the trembling in the back legs. It's a sign of poisoning.
Who'd poison a wombat?
People trying to protect their fences. I don't think you damaged it much.
You're fairly well padded, aren't you, mate?
Well, what do you do from here?
Treat it for poisoning straight away. Do some tests. Keep it overnight for observation. If we can find out what the poison was, we might be able to find out who did it.
And then?
Sergeant Gilroy will want to have a word with them.
How's the patient today?
Improving steadily. Next time, drive more carefully.
He ought to learn to watch out for himself on the road, jumping out in front of me like that.
This wombat wouldn't have been doing any jumping out.
He was poisoned then?
Yeah, I haven't worked out what it was yet.
Well, you've done a good job with him.
I'm a good vet. There you are. There's your wombat.
What do you mean, my wombat?
You found him. He's your wombat.
What, till death us do part or something?
Just keep him till he's really well, then dump him back in the bush.
Right, yeah, great. Does he come with a book of instructions?
Wombats are easy.
Glad to hear it. What about dinner?
He'll eat almost anything.
Not him, us.
Oh,
Well,
no.
okay. Thanks for fixing my wombat. I only brought him in for a checkup. If I thought I could trust you, I'd let you keep him here.
I told you before, city boy. N.O. You found him, you keep him.
Oh, come on, Vicky. I'm in trouble with the cops over him.
Cops? What cops?
Sergeant Gilroy read me the riot act yesterday. Why don't you keep him and then dump him out in the bush when you're doing your rounds?
He's your responsibility.
Hey, careful. He's only a little fella. There you go. You have little walkies. Well, it's my fault. He loves me.
I think it's in the air.
You too?
I was talking about my mother.
Oh, not Sergeant Gilroy at last.
No, Jack Bates. He's staying in town.
Yeah, I think she's a bit gone on him.
Nah, she's just flattered by all that chutzpah he goes on with.
Like what?
Oh, Rolls Royce, sophistication, French champagne, hothouse roses, expensive meals.
Flashy stuff.
Yeah, any woman would go for it.
It's romantic, I would.
So would I.
The scales would have dropped from Jack Bates' eyes. But it was fun while it lasted.
Don't be silly, Mummy adores you.
Not after last night. He adores me. Champagne. Oh, you mad, extravagant thing, Jack. It's for you, not me. To Vicky, only the best is good enough. Your most ardent admirer.
It's printed.
So you can't tell.
Oh, you don't suppose... No. But he said he had a great time, and he likes the way Jack Bates does things.
Who?
Wow. A magnum of champagne and French too. That's the way to do things. I love champagne. I take no responsibility for my actions when I drink the stuff. The only thing is, I can't see Dr. Elliot being the type to send it.
He's very sophisticated.
Yes, but I wouldn't call Terence, Dr. Elliot, spontaneous. You know what I mean?
But he's different when he's around Jack Bates. It's his influence, I reckon. Sort of sweeps people up in his wake. You haven't met him yet, have you?
I had an uncle like that. What a life he led. He had 4 wives.
Oh, must have been rich. Think of the maintenance.
Oh, he never divorced any of them.
Molly?
The whole family's wacky.
Hello? Yes, Beverly. No, that was yesterday, and he did come in, no thanks to you. How did you know about the champagne? Oh, I forgot. Your auntie runs the delivery service. Well, I think I know. Who sent it?
Morning, ladies.
Goodbye, Beverly.
Morning, Victoria.
Hi, Simon. Thanks for the champagne.
Ah, you guessed it was me.
Who else?
I've got another surprise for you. I want you and Brendan to be my guests at the Rainbow Room at Burrigan tonight.
Simon.
Now, I won't take no for an answer. I'll pick you up at 5 and then come straight round to your place.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Simon.
Oh, Vicky, dig out your glad rags. We're going to do this in style.
You didn't have to say that. I do know how to dress for an occasion.
That's good. What have you got?
Khaki overalls and gumboots.
I've got something that'll knock his eyes out. I'm glad it was Simon who bought the champagne, aren't you?
Yeah.
Mum, can you get that? I'm not quite ready.
I'm getting it. I'll be there in a minute.
Well? It's not... something wrong with it.
You look so handsome, I would hardly have recognized you.
You don't look so recognisable yourself. Oh, yes, you do. You've only got one shoe on.
Do me a favour, darling. My nail polish is still wet. Fix that shoe so I can get into it.
Madame,
I'm going to the club with Jack and Terence.
we'll all have a good time then.
Simon, what are you doing down there?
You look gorgeous, darling.
Thanks, Mum.
Good night, Cheryl. Have a good night.
Night, Mum.
Night, you too. Oh, damn.
This is going to be a great night, Victoria.
I'm looking forward to it too.
Hey, would you like some music?
That'd be nice. No, wait a minute. Stop the car. Can you hear that?
What?
It's a cow.
What is?
That bleating.
That's what cows normally do, Vicky.
No, Simons, turn it off. We've got to help it. That's the Stevens place. They're away for a few days. Jim Mason's looking after it, but he's up on the ridge.
Vicky, please get back in the car.
Simon? Oh, look. There, it's in the mud. We've got to get it out. The crows will get her in the morning. Come on, we've got to get her out.
But there's slush and slime in there, and the mud's in the paddock with the potholes and the wet grass and big dollops of just waiting for someone to step into it. And here we are, dressed up like Charlie and Di at the Ritz. Victoria, you don't want to help that cow. How do you know that cow bleating just isn't cow talk for, whoopee, I'm having a great time here in the mud? Vicky? What are you doing?
If we take our clothes off, we needn't get any muck on them.
Well, Vicky?
Get your gear off, Simon. Push her, you're not putting it up. Wait behind her.
Because she keeps pushing me back. Look, you stupid cow, the thing, we're trying to help you. Ah! There's something slimy in here.
Stop screaming, you're frightening her.
You're the one who's yelling.
Come on.
Yeah, something slid around me. Oh.
There you go, you silly old cow.
Now you better come and get me out. There are things in here, and it's cold, and I might have known you would have gone out of your way to spoil things. Okay, well, that's it. Never again! You've got no class, Victoria. You know that?
You don't look so classy yourself, city boy.
I'm impressed.
So you should be.
Never seen an autopsy on a dog before.
Learn something new every day. Stick round, city boy.
Oh, you vets get to do all these different things. I don't do autopsies. A brain man does brains, a gut man does guts, and a GP does GP stuff. We're much more limited. Not to mention the wide variety of animals you get to treat, from canaries to rhinoceros. No, veterinary surgery's amazing stuff.
It sure is. Strychnine. Hello, Vicky Dean. What? I'll be right there. Mum's in hospital. There's been an accident. How dare you scare hell out of me? I came here in a hurry thinking you were dying.
Well, I didn't ask you to come.
And all it is you're being bloody minded.
He's the one who rang.
The alco test must be done within 2 hours of the accident. You have until 12 to make up your mind. Otherwise, I'll be forced to put you under arrest.
Get lost.
For God's sake, Mum, what's got into you? You're acting like a child.
How dare you talk to me like that?
I'm sorry.
And so you should be. Well, do I look drunk? Do I sound drunk? Look at me, everybody. She sells seashells by the seashore. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. I'm not the pheasant plucker, but the pheasant plucker's son. Oh, Sergeant, would you like to see my coordination? With the hold of a crickshaw, wriggle of a doke, and a doodle and a daddle, a puff of my smoke, and a hick and a hock and a chicken and a chock and a pickle up a doodle in the middle of the day.
That was great, Shirl.
Thanks.
You're sober, beyond the shadow of a doubt.
Well, of course I am.
Well, go on then, blow. Prove him wrong.
No way.
Go on.
No.
Time's running out. I have reasonable cause to believe that you were the driver of a motor vehicle at the time of the occurrence of an accident upon Railway Parade, in which the motor vehicle was involved. And I now require you to undergo a breath test for the purpose of indicating the concentration of alcohol present in your blood, and I direct you to exhale deeply in one single breath, air from your lungs, directly into this approved device, so as to fully inflate the attached measuring bag. For the last time, Shirl.
No.
Shirl, I don't believe this. You're in the wrong. You're being very irresponsible.
Well, I thought at least you'd understand. Thought you'd be on my side.
Yeah, but how can I be on your side? What happens if you're carted off to prison? What about your job at the clinic? Who's going to do that? Well, think of the patients. Think of the other people. Terence, Vicky, me, anybody, everybody. Don't be a selfish, pointless martyr. If you want to protest, there are other ways.
All right. I'll blow. I want to be left alone. Everybody out. And you too. Out.
All right, Shirl, just blow hard. I must stay.
All right, you can all come in.
You're clear, well below the limit. Hey, hang on a minute, Shirl.
And don't bother bringing any more flowers to the clinic. I'm going to grow my own.
You are a monster. I've never been so embarrassed in my life.
I wonder if Frank would have had the nerve to arrest me.
I'm sure he would have, and you deserve it too.
I bet he would have chickened out at the last minute.
Don't you believe it?
And now he's going to have to eat crow for the rest of his life.
Frankly, I think Frank handled the situation quite well, considering.
You traitor.
He's a good policeman. He's got my admiration.
Letting me down like that in front of everybody.
I was the objective spectator, but always on the side of justice.
You are a reactionary, a bourgeois, and a cop lover.
There's the surgery bill. Oh, hello, Sergeant Gilroy.
Can I come in for a minute?
Spasms, just like in tetanus. Cranium of the head, arched spine, legs like rods.
You reckon it's strychnine, eh?
Looks like it.
Or what's that, a barbiturate?
No, Robaxin.
To relax the muscles.
Yeah. Now, gonna start the stomach pump.
How would he get poisoned?
God only knows. Some farmers give strychnine to rabbits as bait.
What, can anyone buy strychnine?
Yeah. But if you want to buy it in any quantity, you've got to sign a poison book and give a reason why.
He doesn't look too good.
No. Depends how much has been absorbed by the bloodstream.
Yeah, well, quite a bit, I'd say.
Simon, can you get that?
Yeah, sure. Same symptoms. What the hell's going on here?
Put him here. Mr. Pearson, would you mind waiting outside, please?
Hey, Vicky, take a look at this. Oh, no. Not fatso. Oh, no. Right, that's it. We take to the streets with guns. How could they? I know dogs can be a pest in the country. I can even understand farmers wanting to get rid of them to protect their own livestock. But this beautiful...
Molly!
Yoo-hoo.
Oh, you're not dead.
Simon was worried too.
He was up all night. He obviously ate a bad leaf.
Little piggy.
You're being overprotective. Native animals don't take baits. They don't eat meat.
I know that.
You're just concerned because you love him.
I'm stuck with him and I'm a responsible person, that's all. I can't stand people getting sooky over pets. I mean, they're just animals after all. Come on, Fatso, let's go home.
Do they have fabulous incubators like this on Uncle Lindsay's farm?
I happen to think it's very nice having old friends visit.
Fabulous.
Not giving her a chance. She likes you.
Not as much as she's going to like Simon Bowen, I hope.
Simon?
I've invited him over for drinks, and if they hit it off, well, who knows?
What about Vicky?
Oh, she won't care. She'd rather spend the night with a sick horse than with Simon. Besides, Bianca's got better legs.
Ah, you've noticed, have you?
That'll be Simon. Give her a hurry up, will you? Oh, very nice, too. Come in, Doctor.
Contribution.
You didn't have to do that.
It's all right, how are you anyway?
Oh, well.
Hi, Simon. How's Vicky?
Vicky's fine, I think.
Red or white?
White, thanks. What's that?
Very soon there'll be lots of little chickens.
Ah, great.
Won't that be beautiful?
Beautiful.
Simon, this is our house guest, Bianca Forbes Hamilton.
This is Simon Bowen.
Dr. Simon Bowen.
How do you do?
Much better for meeting you. I was beginning to think there were no good-looking men around here at all.
Would you like a drink?
Simon's bought some excellent white.
I should have made it champagne.
I love champagne.
I'll go and get some.
No, Brendan can do that. Why don't you come over here and sit down and tell me all about your fascinating job?
I'll just go get the champagne.
Well, I work as a GP in the local hospital and have my own practice.
Oh, darling, that sounds fabulous.
How long are you going to be in town?
Well, we haven't decided yet. I suppose until Molly and Brendan throw me out. But I'm beginning to settle in, as long as Simon doesn't take me sheep mustering again.
Simon? Sheep?
It's a long story. Bianca's trying to forget it.
Actually, I think he's rather adorable. Who would imagine to find a guy like that in Wandon Valley? Do you know Simon Vicky?
Yes, I do. What I was going to say was, why don't you join me on my rounds this afternoon?
Oh, fabulous. I adore that.
I've got to go and birth a cow today.
Oh, do you think that's a good idea?
Oh, could I? Could I please? Oh, I'd love that. It would be just fabulous.
It's not quite the same as chickens.
I'm sure Bianca knows that.
Of course. I was practically brought up on the land, and I could help.
Settled then.
Oh, I just adore cows.
That's a girl. That's it. Push now. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Here it comes. Bianca, come watch the mother chew through the bag. And then she'll lick all the muck off and you can pat it. Then we can have afternoon tea.
Come and have some breakfast.
I don't want any.
A good breakfast helps you go calmly through the day without a care in the world.
That'd be right. You don't care about anything or anyone.
I beg your pardon?
Well, look at the way you treat poor old Frank Gilroy.
Oh, Frank.
For a mother, your behaviour's pretty childlike. Frank's real. He's sincere.
I'd rather he was less real and more imaginative, like Simon.
City boy Bowen hasn't got an original line in his repertoire.
Well, he must be doing something right. He seems to have captivated Bianca. I believe she has the most wonderful legs.
Mother, if Simon's fascination with women only goes as far as their legs, no wonder he's not getting anywhere with me. I prefer a more intellectual relationship.
Oh, Bianca's travelled. She's met interesting, influential people. It's probably a good thing she came to Wandon Valley. Simon must be delighted to have a woman like that around.
Hi.
Well, hello, stranger.
Yeah, it has been a while. Been pretty busy, actually.
Uh-huh. Professionally or socially?
Both, sort of. When I say busy socially, it was more like doing a favour for Molly and Brendan. This bird up from Adelaide, you know how it is.
Certainly do. Saw you with her this morning.
Did you? Yeah, well, I took her out on my rounds. Molly thought it might be an easy way to show her the district.
Oh, that's what you were showing her.
Where was I when you saw us? Me.
Valley View Road. Bianca didn't seem to be viewing the valley too much.
Didn't she?
She seemed to be very close to you.
Yeah, well, you know what it's like up there. It's cold, the wind blows. How did you see us?
I went by. On my rounds. Hope you had more luck with Bianca than I did. Don't suppose she mentioned the cow.
What cow?
I took her to see the birth of a calf. You should have seen her. After all the carry-on about her uncle's property, darling, she threw up over the fence. She didn't know how to take it.
Yeah, well, most girls in town would find that a bit hard to take.
I'd love to see her stuck on a farm, see how long she'd manage. She told me this morning she can't cook, she can't sew, and I simply couldn't manage without my turbo tub and sauna. Still, she must be good at something.
Yeah, that's right. She is. She's bloody good at being a woman.
Oh, the nerve. Oh, those rotten... Oh! Look at this.
What?
The Burrigan Examiner. A photo on the front of Alan Wheeler handing the little boy over to Terence. But listen to this. Dr. Snatcher's dying child from hippie.
What?
See for yourself. If I was Alan Wheeler, I would sue.
Dr. Snatcher's dying child from hippie? Alan Wheeler's no hippie. This
Honestly,
makes him...
Terence will be furious.
Oh, this is the most disgusting piece of journalism.
Looks so bad for the hospital, too. All that business about Rama being kidnapped, paid up to the hilt. It's not fair. It's Alan and Willow I feel sorry for. Hippies, indeed.
This could affect Simon.
What? What does it say about Simon?
Well, nothing. It's just that he's in the same practice as Terence.
Well, since when did you start to worry about Simon?
Who said I was worried? I'm sure Dr. Bowen's quite capable of looking after himself.
Hippies.
Another busy day. Just what I need.
Someone got out the wrong side this morning.
My own bed, too.
Defensive today or disappointed?
Now, don't you start. You should have heard your daughter yesterday. All those snide, sarcastic remarks about Bianca, just because Bianca has a bit of city sophistication. Something, with all due respect, Cheryl, your daughter sadly lacks. So she put her down.
I don't know where she gets that acid tongue from.
G'day, Cheryl. Simon.
I'm busy, Frank.
I brought you this. Made me think of you. Look, I'm sorry about that car business yesterday. How was I to know?
Able to do a simple tyre change by myself? Of course, every woman needs a strong man to look after her.
Well, now I know where Vicky gets it from. It runs in the family. Can't either of you give a man a break?